This is going to be completely different from any video that I've actually made on this channel before. I appreciate you guys for subscribing and following the journey along so far. This was actually one of our training sessions. I'm somebody that doesn't really like to handle objections at the end of the call. I try to pre-handle them by getting people to open up to me so I can see what their problems are. But today, I was able to go with one of the top closers in our offer as well. His name is Ethan, and we were just doing a little practice round of objection handling. So he was challenging me there. So I tried to make sure that I could do a really good job. Obviously, this is what we do on a call on a day-to-day basis. So I want you guys to check this out. I want you guys to see exactly what was being done. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys so far. And without further ado, here's the video. Check this out.
5,000, is that for the whole thing then?
Yeah, it's a one-time investment of just $5,000.
Okay, is there like no way we can like break that down?
Yeah, we can for sure break that down for you. But let me ask you, I mean, what has you asking?
That's just quite a lot of money.
Okay, quite a lot of money in what regard?
Well, like $5,000 is a lot of money, right?
Well, are we saying like you don't have the $5,000 and we have to like, go rob a bank or something like that to actually get the 5,000, or like what has you?
No, I mean, no, I don't have to go rob a bank, but it's just like I wouldn't be able to pay like 5,000 all up front like today.
Okay, that's understandable. I mean, money's the least of our problems. If anything, we could just come up with a plan for the future just to, at least see how we can help you out. So what I'll do is I want to see, I mean, when it comes to your income for the entire month, I noticed you remember earlier when I asked, you told me after taxes, it was about $3,500 after taxes. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's all right.
It was about 3,500. And then you also obviously have rent and different things that you're paying. Does that lower that number, or does that keep that right at 35?
Like after I've kind of had to pay for all my like expenses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's like most of my money. Like I'm left with, maybe just a couple hundred, if that, each month.
Wow. Every month.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. That's why we're starting this business, so that we don't have to deal with that anymore. Now, as far as checkings and savings go, I know a lot of people like to keep that separate, which is why I'm asking in the first place. Whenever it comes to your checkings account, what would you say that you just have available liquid?
Liquid in the check-ins, like genuinely, like maybe a couple $100, if that.
Okay, a couple hundred, and more specifically, like what would you say that you would have available in there?
I'm not actually sure off the top of my head.
Okay, a couple hundred. So when was the last time you did check?
Like maybe last week.
Oh, last week. So I can only assume it went up or down since then because of different expenses. So would you say it's like 500, 600, 700? Just want to see where you're at so I can't help.
I'd say it's more between like 200, 300.
Oh, 200, 300. Okay. And that was last week.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Well, that's actually what I think it'd probably be like this week, actually, not last week.
Okay. This week. Okay, it's about 200, 300. And then when it comes to savings,
Mhm.
what would you say that you have access to when it comes to that?
Savings, I've probably got maybe 2,000, 2,500.
Okay. 2,500. And then when it comes to credit, because that's one of the things that we utilize for business funding in the first place, what would you say that your credit score would be in the first place?
See, I'm not a big fan of using my personal credit. That's the thing.
Okay. So you'd rather utilize like your actual cash that you have saved up rather than utilize the credit for your business?
Just when I'm first starting, yeah.
Okay. Now let's just say when you do decide to join into the program, Andrew says that you have to apply for a business credit card to be able to get your business where you want it to be. Would that be something that you would be totally against utilizing if we were to show you how to use that, or?
No, I suppose like, yeah, after the fact, if he can walk me through things, then I'd be open to using the business credit for that.
Of course. I mean, that's the main point of the mentorship in the first place. We want to walk you through everything to where you're not figuring out by yourself. So that credit score, would you say it's above a 670, or where would you say that that's at?
Yeah, I've got like a 675.
Okay.
It might actually be 685.
Okay. And when was the last time you checked that?
I checked that like 2, 3 days ago.
Okay. So about a 685. Okay. So we'd be able to help you out with the business funding side. Now, as far as credit cards go, what would you say that you have access to credit cards specifically?
So I've not got access to personal credit at the moment. That's what I mean. I've got like a bit of a thing against using my personal credit. So I kind of keep that to the side. I don't really use it.
Okay. I mean, you have a 685 credit score. I mean, they give it to you for a reason so that you can utilize that rather than your own cash. What is it that you have against that?
I've just had like a history in the past of kind of being a bit bad with money. And then after that, I just kind of decided to try and stick to just some standards of just sticking to my own funds and what I can afford.
And how has that served you so far?
What do you mean by that? Sorry.
That like just sticking to what you were able to save up. I know you mentioned you were making $3,500 after taxes, and then after bills and expenses, you're left with a couple of $100s.
Hmm.
How has just sticking to that served you so far, and how has that propelled you to where you want to be?
I'm not where I want to be, but I suppose like I'm not in like crippling debt. You know what I mean? Like I've not made like silly decisions there that could have resulted in a bad outcome.
Yeah, I mean, you're not in crippling debt, but would you say that you are where you want to be though? Because that's the most important thing.
No.
Okay. So that mindset of not utilizing credit when it's there for us to use, especially for a smart investment where we're in control of it, would you say that that needs to be changed so that you can get where you want to be?
Potentially, but how would I know?
Well, how would you know if you don't try? So we're here to help you every step of the way. Like I said, this is a mentorship. It's not a course. We're not going to throw you some videos and tell you good luck, figure it out by yourself. We're here to help you every step of the way. So based on what you are currently working with right now, Ethan, I don't think liquidating your account is the best move, but I can, probably be on the same page as you saying that probably doing nothing probably isn't the best move either, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, and why would you agree with that?
because like something's got to change, right?
Well, I mean, nothing has to. Remember, you just said to me that you were used to not utilizing your credit and you were remaining comfortable because you weren't in crippling debt. Why does something need to change?
Well, you've said it there. Like I'm not, not living up to where I want to be. So we
Hmm.
we've we've got to do something, right?
Well, most people don't. A lot of people like to stay in that situation because they feel comfortable. So for you, why is it so important for you to change?
Because I feel as though I'm capable of more.
Mm. And how long have you felt that way for?
Long time now.
Okay. And what have you done to prove to yourself that you are capable of more?
I've been trying to work on myself. I've been taking steps. Like that's why I'm on this call today, right?
I mean, this is really nothing because you haven't taken any steps after that. When you say working on yourself, what does that mean? Like, what have you done?
Well, I've been like looking into things. I've been doing my research, and then obviously I thought, you know what? Let's bite the bullet. Let's book in a call like this. Let's jump on.
Okay. But you said you have wanted this for quite some time. Is that correct?
Yeah, if I like really sit and think of it, I suppose just back then I wasn't really thinking about it as much.
Hmm. Okay. So just for some clarification, you said you wanted this for a while. How many years would you say that that's been?
Definitely at least like the last year.
Okay. The last year. And you said you weren't thinking about it that much in that past year?
No, I'd say like probably over the last year I have been thinking about it.
Hmm.
That's when it started to kind of come up, and I was like, well, something's got to happen eventually, right?
Well, only if we make it happen. So you've wanted this for a year and you've been thinking about it for a year. And obviously you said you wanted it for quite some time before then. You just weren't really harping on it too much. What have you tried as far as like a mentorship or a coaching program goes? Because this is going to be something that's brand new that you're doing for the first time.
This would be like the first, yeah. This would be the first that I've done.
Okay. Okay. So you haven't tried anything. So, I mean, Ethan, you look like you go to the gym. I mean, you look a little shredded there. Let's just say I came to you and I was like, Ethan, I want to lose 100 pounds. But all I really tried in that time frame was doing some research, looking at a couple of gyms, maybe stepping in just to see what the gym equipment looks like, but I didn't hire a personal trainer or a coach. Would you say that I did everything in my power in that year time frame to lose those 100 pounds, or do you think that there was more I could have done?
Oh, there's more you could have done.
Okay. So, and why do you say that?
Well, because you've not put your full effort into it, right?
That's true. And for you, you said that you've wanted to, do this for a little while because you know that you can do more. I mean, what has stopped you from investing to a program or even starting up that business so that a year later we're not in this situation?
I just feel as though like I've not had the capital, right? I've not had the money to be able to invest into something like this. Like you
Mm,
said, it's $5,000, right?
yeah, it is $5,000.
So I can't get that $5,000 together. That's the problem.
That can't word is very powerful. You know, have you ever heard of Tony Robbins before?
Yeah, like the guy who does like the speeches with like the super deep voice and like giganticism.
Exactly. I mean, he's a billionaire at this point now. And one of my favorite books by him is something called Money Master the Game. And in that book, he says the biggest superpower that humans have is their ability to become resourceful. Because if you truly wanted this, Ethan, you know that you can come up with a way to actually make it happen. Just like you went to the gym and got those gains. I mean, what would you say has stopped you from becoming resourceful so that you can make this happen to where you're not only having a couple $100 a month?
But you said it there. Probably didn't just believe in myself, right?
Well, you said maybe. So it's not what I'm saying. It's about what you believe. What has stopped you from somebody who's perfectly capable of getting this?
I didn't believe in myself.
Mm. Where do you think that non-belief comes from?
Maybe because, I've not got any business owners in my family. We've all been like 9 to 5ers. They've just kind of gone through that motion. I probably just didn't see anybody else doing it. Thought I had to do the same as them.
Mm. Mm. And how has that thought process served you over these years?
It hasn't.
Well, do you want to continue to have that thought process?
No, we got to change it.
I mean, your family has a long history of not doing it. Why do you have to be the one to change everything?
Well, because it's on me to make my own decisions, right?
It is. And are you asking me or telling me?
No, I'm saying that. Yeah, it's on me.
Okay. So then that Ethan that breaks that generational curse, that is able to grow his own business and doesn't have to follow in the footsteps of everybody else before him, what decision would he make today when he knows that there's something that could actually help him?
Yeah, we gotta make the steps necessary. We gotta find a way to make it work, right?
Well, I mean, like I said, we don't have to. You don't have to change anything. Are you sure that taking those steps and creating that life is something that you truly want?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, then, like I said, there is a multitude of ways that we can actually break up that $5,000. But based on what you're working with, I don't think liquidating your account is the best move. But let's discuss a couple of options that we actually can work with to get the ball rolling so that we can get you to that point. Does that sound good?
yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, perfect. And then we
That
talk.
was good. That was fucking good.